This video did not exist in your reality until your consciousness actively collapsed it into solid form. You pulled this exact message out of the infinite ether because a part of you is finally ready to remember the truth. Today, we are going to dive deep into the profound mysteries of the observer effect, the quantum field, and the phenomenon of multidimensional data transfers. I promise you, by the time this video ends, the illusion of limitation will shatter, and you will fully understand your true, boundless power as the ultimate creator of your reality. Tell me, have you ever felt a sudden, inexplicable flash of absolute knowing, where a profoundly complex idea simply snapped into perfect focus out of nowhere? To understand what is truly happening to you, we must first redefine the very nature of existence. The quantum field is not just cold, mathematical science. From an esoteric and spiritual perspective, the field is a living, breathing web of infinite probabilities. It is a cosmic ocean where every possible timeline, every outcome, and every version of reality exists simultaneously as an invisible wave of potential. But this wave remains suspended in the void until something forces it to become real. That force is you. Observation is not a passive act of simply watching the world go by. In the metaphysical realm, observation is the most active, powerful force in the universe. It is the divine act of selecting a specific timeline from the infinite menu of creation and demanding that it materialize into your physical experience. Have you ever wondered why society insists that mastery must take decades? We are taught the linear path. We are told that you must study, struggle, and slowly build your understanding, brick by brick. But what if I told you that this is a tremendous illusion designed to keep you trapped in a third-dimensional limitation? Your consciousness is not confined to the slow ticking of a physical clock. In the realm of the quantum field, time does not flow in a straight line from past to future. Everything that has ever happened and everything that will ever happen is occurring simultaneously in the eternal now. When you suddenly grasp a profoundly complex concept out of thin air, you are not actually learning it from scratch. You are completely bypassing the linear timeline. Your mind is executing a quantum leap. You are reaching across the infinite web of probabilities and connecting directly to a timeline where another version of you has already done the hard work. You are simply downloading the final result. This is not a metaphor. This is the literal mechanics of multidimensional consciousness at work. You are accessing an archive of knowledge that already belongs to you. Let us define what a quantum knowledge packet actually is. In the language of computers, when you want a new software program, you do not write the code yourself. You simply connect to the internet, find the server where the code is stored, and download the finished application into your hard drive. Your mind works in the exact same way, but on a cosmic scale. The universe is the ultimate supercomputer, and the quantum field is the wireless network that connects all possible realities. A sudden flash of genius, a sudden knowing of exactly what to do, is a direct data transfer. You have briefly tuned your brain's frequency to match the exact vibrational signature of a parallel self. This parallel self has already spent the 10,000 hours mastering that specific skill or solving that exact problem. Because you share the same foundational soul signature, you have administrative access to their experiences. In a fraction of a second, the entire architecture of their understanding is transmitted through the field and downloaded into your current physical brain. This is why the solution feels so incredibly familiar, even if you have never studied it before in your life. To fully grasp this monumental shift in understanding, we must look at the true architecture of the multiverse. Right now, as you listen to my voice, there is not just one version of you in existence. The quantum wave of probability states that every single choice you have ever made, and every choice you could potentially make, branches off into a distinct and separate timeline. There is a reality where you are a world-renowned artist. There is a reality where you possess immense wealth and influence. There is a reality where you are an enlightened mystic, walking in perfect harmony with the universe. All of these versions of you are simultaneously active, living, and broadcasting their unique electromagnetic frequencies into the unified field. They are generating an immense amount of data every single second. Most people are completely disconnected from this internal network because their awareness is strictly locked onto the physical illusions of their immediate surroundings. But once you realize that these parallel versions exist, you can intentionally open a channel of communication with them. So, how exactly do you open this channel and initiate the download? The answer lies in the profound mechanism of vibrational resonance. In quantum physics, things that vibrate at the same frequency are naturally drawn together, regardless of physical distance or the illusion of time. Your brain is essentially an advanced biological radio receiver. The thoughts you think and the emotions you feel dictate the specific station you are tuned into. If you are vibrating at the frequency of confusion, lack, or frustration, you are locked out of the higher databases. But when you enter a state of deep curiosity, intense passion, and absolute openness, you turn the dial to a higher frequency. Emotion is the magnetic force that pulls the reality toward you. When you deeply desire to understand something, and you pair that desire with the joyful expectation that the answer is already yours, you create a vibrational bridge. Across the infinite void of the quantum field, your frequency locks onto the parallel self who holds the answer. The connection is made, and the knowledge begins to stream down into your subconscious mind, waiting for the perfect moment to emerge into your waking awareness. This brings us to one of the most powerful concepts in creation, which is the observer effect. In quantum mechanics, a particle exists in a state of pure potential, a wave of infinite possibilities until a conscious observer looks at it. The very act of looking forces the universe to make a choice, collapsing the wave into a single, solid point of reality. But observation is not merely a passive act of seeing with your physical eyes. True quantum observation is an active, deeply focused expectation. It is the absolute knowing that what you are looking for is already there. When you face a monumental problem or a complex concept, how are you observing it? If you look at it and say that it is too hard, you collapse the wave into a reality of struggle. But if you observe the concept with the inner knowing that your parallel self has already mastered it, you change the rules of the game. Your conscious observation acts as a powerful gravitational pull. You are literally demanding the quantum field to collapse the wave of probability in a way that delivers the exact knowledge packet you need directly into your present moment. You might be wondering how to recognize when a quantum download is actively occurring in your physical body. It is rarely a subtle event, because you are suddenly receiving a massive influx of high-density data from the quantum field. Your biological hardware must adapt instantly. Have you ever felt a sudden, inexplicable chill running down your spine, or a wave of heat expanding in your chest? Perhaps you have experienced a brief, high-pitched ringing in your ears, completely out of nowhere. These are not random bodily glitches. This is your nervous system processing the electromagnetic surge of a new timeline integrating with your current physical form. Your brain is literally forming thousands of new neural pathways in a matter of seconds to accommodate the new information. During a download, you will experience a moment of extreme, almost blinding clarity. The mental fog dissipates instantly. The scattered pieces of the puzzle snap into a perfect, undeniable picture. You do not just think you know the answer, you feel the absolute truth of it vibrating in the very marrow of your bones. Let us reframe a very common experience that most of humanity misunderstands. We call it déjà vu. Science tries to explain it away as a momentary misfire in the brain's memory processing center. But from a metaphysical and quantum perspective, déjà vu is something far more profound. It is a synchronization marker. It is a direct signal from the universe that your current timeline has just intersected perfectly with a higher parallel timeline. When you experience that strange, haunting sensation that you have lived this exact moment before, you are actually sensing the presence of your parallel self. You have aligned your frequencies so perfectly that the boundaries between realities become razor thin. For a fraction of a second, you are looking through their eyes, and they are looking through yours. Déjà vu is the ultimate confirmation that you are on the right path. It means you are currently stationed at a quantum checkpoint, in the exact vibrational state necessary to receive a massive upgrade in consciousness. When it happens, do not brush it off. Pause, take a deep breath, and open your mind to receive whatever knowledge is trying to bleed through. We must entirely dismantle the deeply ingrained myth of time and the traditional path to mastery. Society glorifies the idea of the 10,000-hour rule. We are conditioned to believe that competence requires immense sacrifice, suffering, and a linear progression of effort. While physical action is indeed a part of the third-dimensional experience, the true mastery of any subject occurs in the realm of consciousness first. Time is nothing more than a construct, an illusion created to give the soul a sequential experience of expansion. Your multidimensional mind is not bound by this slow, crawling progression. When you realize that the future version of you, the one who has already put in the 10,000 hours, exists right now in the eternal present, you change the paradigm. You do not have to walk the entire agonizing path step by step. By shifting your state of being, you can simply pull the vibrational essence of the final result directly from the field. You collapse time itself. What would take others years of grueling study, you can integrate in a matter of days or even hours through the power of quantum resonance. Have you ever noticed that your most profound epiphanies rarely happen when you are stressing over a problem at your desk? They happen when you are taking a shower, going for a quiet walk, or right as you are waking up from a deep sleep. There is a precise quantum mechanical reason for this. When you are actively trying to force an answer, your logical conscious brain is dominant. It acts as a rigid firewall, blocking anything that does not fit its limited logical parameters. But when you relax, when you enter the theta or delta brainwave states during sleep or meditation, that firewall drops. Your analytical mind steps aside. This is the exact moment your subconscious mind, which is directly plugged into the universal matrix, goes to work. It searches the infinite grid of parallel realities, finds the precise knowledge packet you requested, and initiates the transfer. Dreams are often the interface where this data is translated into symbols you can understand. When you wake up with a sudden, crystal-clear solution, you have successfully completed a file transfer from a parallel dimension while your physical body was resting. To truly harness this power, you must understand how your thoughts function as energetic tools that actively collapse reality. Every single thought you generate emits a specific, measurable frequency into the quantum field. A fleeting thought sends a weak ripple, but a sustained, focused thought creates a massive gravitational well. Imagine the quantum field as a limitless ocean of invisible energy containing every possible outcome in a state of suspension. When you hold a clear, unwavering thought about a complex concept you wish to understand, you are sending a targeted signal into that ocean. You are commanding the atoms, the particles, and the waves of probability to organize themselves around your intention. You are no longer a victim of circumstance waiting to be taught. You become the active director of the cosmic play. Your focused thought pulls the blueprint of understanding out of the invisible ether and forces it to solidify into your physical experience. This is the true essence of manifestation. It is not about attracting things. It is about collapsing the wave of infinite potential into the singular reality of your choosing. However, there is a crucial element that determines the success or failure of this quantum download, and that is the role of unwavering belief. Doubt is not just a passing feeling, it is a highly destructive frequency. When you ask the universe for understanding, but simultaneously doubt your own ability to grasp it, you are sending out two conflicting signals. You are pressing the accelerator and the brake at the exact same time. The quantum field responds to this chaotic signal by delivering chaotic, incomplete results. To successfully download the knowledge packet from your parallel self, you must hold the state of already knowing, even before the physical proof arrives. You must walk, talk, and breathe with the quiet confidence of a master. This requires a radical leap of faith. You must trust the unseen mechanics of the universe more than you trust the limitations of your physical senses. When you eliminate doubt, you clear the static from the line. You create a pure, unhindered channel for the information to flow. Belief is not simply a psychological comfort. It is the fundamental energetic requirement for collapsing the wave in your favor. Let us go deeper into the mechanics of your biological receiver. Your brain may be the antenna that tunes into the frequency, but your heart is the electromagnetic engine that powers the entire process. The heart generates an electromagnetic field that is thousands of times stronger than the brain. This is where emotional coherence becomes the ultimate password to access the quantum database. If your brain is focused on mastering a new reality, but your heart is filled with anxiety or the fear of failure, the password will be rejected by the field. Coherence happens when the clear intention of your mind perfectly matches the elevated emotion of your heart. When you visualize yourself possessing this new knowledge, and you allow yourself to feel the intense joy, gratitude, and relief of already having it, you create a state of perfect harmony. This unified signal blasts through the multi-dimensional layers of reality. It instantly connects you with the parallel version of yourself who is living that exact emotional state. Gratitude, specifically, is the ultimate state of receivership. When you feel thankful for the knowledge before it arrives, the universe has no choice but to deliver it. As this massive shift begins to occur within your consciousness, you will inevitably start to notice changes in your external environment. This brings us to the phenomenon of synchronicity. Synchronicities are those strange, highly improbable coincidences that leave you utterly speechless. You might start seeing repeating numbers like 1111 or 333 everywhere you look. You might randomly open a book to the exact page that contains the missing piece of your puzzle. You might strike up a conversation with a total stranger who just happens to be an expert in the exact field you are trying to understand. These events are not accidents. There is no such thing as random chance in a conscious universe. Synchronicities are the direct feedback loop of the quantum field. They are the breadcrumbs left by your parallel self, guiding you toward the physical manifestation of your download. When you experience these moments, the universe is winking at you. It is confirming that your energetic signature has successfully altered the fabric of reality, and that the knowledge you seek is rapidly unpacking itself into your physical world. One of the greatest traps the human ego falls into is the obsession with the step-by-step process. We desperately want to know exactly how the knowledge will come to us, when it will arrive, and in what format. But the quantum field does not operate on human logic or linear schedules. It operates through paths of least resistance and infinite intelligence. When you try to micromanage the universe, you actually restrict the flow of possibilities. You limit the infinite multiverse down to the narrow perspective of your current limited understanding. To master the art of the quantum download, you must learn the profound art of letting go. Your only job is to firmly command the what and vividly feel the why. You must completely surrender the how to the higher intelligence of the field. The parallel self you are connecting with knows the most efficient route to transfer the data. It might come through a sudden dream, a passing comment from a friend, or an unexplainable intuitive urge to take a different route home. Trust the spontaneous impulses that arise within you, for they are the subtle nudges of the quantum field, directing you exactly where you need to be. It is also critically important to understand the dual nature of this mechanism. Just as you can download brilliant insights from your highest parallel selves, you are equally capable of downloading fear, anxiety, and limitation from your lower frequency selves. The universe is entirely neutral. It simply matches the vibration you offer. If you spend your days immersed in anger, jealousy, or a constant state of victimhood, you tune your radio dial to the lowest possible frequencies. In doing so, you connect with the parallel versions of yourself who are struggling, failing, and suffering. You begin to download their limiting beliefs, their chaotic thoughts, and their heavy emotional burdens. This is why some people feel trapped in endless cycles of misery, seemingly unable to break free despite their physical efforts. They are continuously downloading corrupted data packets from lower timelines. To protect your energetic field, you must become ruthlessly observant of your internal state. You must actively choose to sever the energetic cords to fear and consciously dial your frequency back up to the states of love, empowerment, and absolute sovereignty. Because you are bridging the gap between non-physical energy and physical matter, you cannot ignore the vessel that houses your consciousness. Your physical body is the biological hardware required to process these immense quantum downloads. If your hardware is outdated, exhausted, or clogged with toxins, the system will crash when a high-density packet attempts to integrate. To become a clear conduit for cosmic intelligence, you must treat your nervous system with absolute reverence. Hydration is not just about physical health. Water is a highly conductive element that facilitates the transfer of electromagnetic signals in the brain. Meditation and stillness are not just relaxation techniques. They are the defragmentation process of your biological hard drive. When you rest, eat clean foods, and spend time grounding yourself in nature, you widen the energetic bandwidth of your nervous system. You prepare the physical circuitry to handle the massive voltage of instant realization. A strong, purified body is the temple that allows the highest versions of your multidimensional self to step in and share their profound wisdom without causing an overload. You cannot simply desire the knowledge and wait passively for it to strike you like lightning. Desire implies separation. It implies that you are here and the knowledge is out there. To collapse the wave and complete the integration, you must completely shift your identity. You must step into the avatar of the parallel self who already possesses the mastery. How does that version of you walk? How do they speak? How do they handle challenges? You must begin to embody those traits right now, in this present moment. Act as if the download has already happened. Speak with the authority of someone who has already solved the problem. When you begin to role-play your highest self, you trick your physical brain into creating the exact chemical and neural signatures of that parallel reality. You bridge the gap between imagination and solid fact. Identity shifting is the final magnetic anchor that locks the quantum download into your current physical timeline, making it an inseparable part of who you are. You do not become the master. You remember that you have always been the master. When you successfully execute this process, the impact extends far beyond your personal life. You are a vital, interconnected node in the massive grid of human consciousness. Every time you pull a complex knowledge packet from a higher dimension and ground it into physical reality, you change the energetic blueprint of the entire planet. You introduce a new, higher frequency into the collective field. Because you have carved a new neural and energetic pathway, you make it infinitely easier for others to access that exact same realization. This is how human evolution truly happens. It does not happen through slow physical adaptation. It happens through sudden quantum leaps initiated by individuals who dare to tap into the unknown. Your personal awakening is a cosmic event. By remembering your true nature and downloading the wisdom of your parallel selves, you act as a beacon of light in the darkness. You silently give permission to thousands of other souls to drop their limitations and step into their own multidimensional power. Your mastery becomes the rising tide that lifts the entire collective consciousness to a brand new level of existence. And then comes the beautiful, breathtaking moment when the quantum wave finally collapses completely. The integration is finished. What was once overwhelmingly complex, confusing, and out of reach suddenly becomes as natural as breathing. You look at the concept, the skill, or the life-altering realization, and you marvel at its ultimate simplicity. The illusion of difficulty shatters entirely. In this profound state of clarity, a massive shift in perspective occurs. You realize with absolute certainty that you never actually learned anything new. The effort, the confusion, the searching, it was all just a process of peeling away the layers of resistance. You were simply allowing the heavy veil of earthly forgetting to drop to the floor. The knowledge was always within you, encoded in the very fabric of your eternal spirit. You recognize that you and the parallel self are one and the same, expressing yourselves through different coordinates in the matrix. The download is simply the universe introducing you to a magnificent part of yourself that you had temporarily forgotten. This is the ultimate truth of your existence. You are not a small, insignificant human walking a single, predetermined path through a cold and random universe. You are a vast, incredibly powerful, multi-dimensional network of consciousness. You are the universe itself, experiencing its own creation from countless different angles simultaneously. Every talent, every insight, every level of genius that exists anywhere in the infinite grid of reality is available to you right now. You hold the master key to the cosmic library. There are no limits to what you can understand, achieve, or become, because a version of you has already done it all. Your only task in this physical incarnation is to remember how to tune your frequency, open your heart, and claim what is rightfully yours. Step out of the illusion of linear struggle. Step into the majestic reality of quantum instantaneity. You are the observer, the architect, and the masterpiece, endlessly downloading the perfection of the cosmos directly into your own brilliant mind. The field is waiting for your command. What will you choose to observe next? The ultimate revelation is this: you are not simply existing in reality, you are reality observing itself. You are the conscious creator projecting the world into existence. If this transmission resonated with your soul, I invite you to subscribe to the channel and leave a like on this video to support our collective awakening. To solidify your new frequency, write this activation code in the comments below. I am the observer, creating my reality. Now I turn the question over to you. What signs or synchronicities have you noticed recently as your consciousness begins to expand?